Today, we're diving into a really fascinating and honestly a powerful new way to build AI companies right from the ground up. We're going to look at a model that's all about turning raw talent directly into actual startups, and we'll be using a venture studio called PragyanAI as our guide. And here it is. This is the organization we're focusing on, PragyanAI. Their whole mission is basically to create a systematic, repeatable engine for building brand new ventures in the AI world.
Okay, so let's set the scene. And I'm sure you've heard this story before, right? You get a team of super smart students, they're fueled by pizza and passion for a whole weekend, and they build this incredible prototype. They win the hackathon, everyone claps, they get some praise, and then what? What happens next?
Well, more often than not, this is exactly what happens. That initial spark of an idea leads to a certificate, and then, poof, it just fizzles out. This shows that classic, kind of frustrating path perfectly. It's like a leaky pipeline where a huge amount of potential innovation just gets lost along the way.
And this gets to a huge issue in the tech world, something we can call the AI talent gap. Now, it's not just about a lack of skilled people, it's really about the giant chasm between a promising project from a college dorm and a viable, real-world company that can actually survive.
So, how do you even begin to fix a leaky pipeline like that? Well, this is where PragyanAI comes in. They position themselves as the solution, calling themselves a talent-to-startup conversion engine. It's designed specifically to plug that gap, right within Karnataka's booming AI ecosystem.
But what does a conversion engine actually mean, in practice? Well, we're looking at a whole new kind of factory here. And listen, it's not your typical incubator that just gives you a desk and some advice. And it's definitely not just a school. It's something else entirely.
The model is called a venture studio. Get this, it's a company that doesn't just fund other people's startups. It actively and systematically builds new companies from the inside out. It gets called a startup factory for very, very good reason.
And this quote, this just captures their mission perfectly, from hackathon to holding company. I mean, that really speaks to the scale of the ambition here, right? It's not about nurturing just one successful project. It's about building a whole portfolio of companies all under one roof.
And this is the crucial part. It's a hybrid model. It's not just an incubator or just a consulting firm or just a training center. Nope, it's all of those things smashed together into what they call a hybrid AI execution and equity engine. In simple terms, they're not just giving advice, they're in the trenches building the product, and they own a piece of the outcome. That hands-on approach is what really changes the game.
So how does this company factory actually, produce companies? Well, PragyanAI uses 4 very distinct and structured pipelines to systematically churn out new startups. Let's break them down.
Okay, pipeline number 1 completely flips the script on the hackathon. Instead of just being a one-off weekend event, it's a super structured, multi-stage funnel. It starts with a real problem from the industry. Then there's deep AI training, multiple building sprints, intense mentorship, all of it leading up to a big demo day where the best of the best gets selected to join the studio full-time.
The second pipeline is all about deep tech. This is where they take really advanced academic research and figure out how to turn it into actual products you can sell. And what's really interesting is how specific they are, focusing on these high-value areas like agent tech workflow engines. Just think of those as super smart AI assistants that can handle really complex business tasks all by themselves. Now, the last 2 pipelines are a little more focused on the outside world. The third one looks for problems they see over and over again in their consulting work. The same issue popping up with different clients. And they turn those solutions into software products that anyone can buy. And the fourth pipeline is all about partnerships. They team up with experienced founders who already have a great idea and know their market, but just need that tech and team-building power that the studio can provide.
So we get the how, but let's zoom out a bit to the why. Why is this factory model so powerful? Especially for a massive tech hub like Karnataka. What's the big picture here?
This slide right here just lays out the core difference perfectly. Most places, most institutes, they follow a teach, certify, exit model. You learn, you get a piece of paper, and you're gone. The venture studio model, totally different. It's teach, deploy, monetize, own, and scale. It's a complete end-to-end process that's all about creating real, lasting value, not just handing out diplomas.
So the first, and maybe the most obvious benefit, is keeping talent at home. By creating this direct path from a college classroom to actually building a company, it directly tackles the brain drain problem. It gives brilliant young innovators a super compelling reason to stay and build their careers and companies right there, locally.
But the benefits go way beyond that. This model also helps smaller businesses finally get access to AI. It creates a steady stream of solid startups for government tech initiatives. It generates valuable intellectual property that's owned locally. And of course, all of this acts as a massive economic multiplier for the whole region.
So what's next? Where does a model like this go from here? Well, this isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. There's a very clear, very ambitious 5-year plan already in place.
And what's so interesting here is how they plan to grow. It starts pretty modestly in year 1, but by year 3, the portfolio is growing right alongside some solid recurring revenue from things like AI pod subscriptions, which are basically like hiring a dedicated team of AI experts on demand. And that ultimate goal for year 5? It's huge. We're talking about launching their own dedicated venture fund and becoming a national leader in key AI areas.
This single sentence just summarizes the entire mission, the whole vibe. It's a direct, powerful statement that gets right to the heart of what a venture studio is all about. While others are teaching AI, we are building AI companies.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. We've seen incubators and accelerators totally change the startup game. So is this highly structured, almost factory-like approach the next big evolution? It's a compelling new way to turn ideas into reality, and it really makes you wonder if this is what's next for tech ecosystems everywhere.